Slam, boys and felons, welcome back to another ALS video. We have here update 63, basic a One Piece update. So pretty much summed up, we got 3 new units. We got Ace there, Mihawk, and then we have her, and then we got evolutions for at least 2 of the admirals there, and also Shanks got an evolution, so that's pretty nice. There's 2 skins. We have Egghead Nami, and then a female Ace. So there we are. And then there's actually the boss event for Mihawk here, which you get to fight him. You get these swordsman orbs, and then you can actually buy the capsule and hopefully get him. And I'm pretty sure her too. It wouldn't make sense why she's there. But spawn in here in the map. Let me turn on my graphics. Looks pretty nice. I like it. I like it. Pretty big map, and there's actually 2 lanes here. So you got enemies coming from this direction, then you also have them coming from that direction there. So let me actually place my Bulma. Pretty much, I'm just gonna stay where you spawn, and I'll zoom out up here, and then probably turn on seamless retry. Just gonna place these both down, and then, you know, probably place Gilgamesh, and then maybe Gojo somewhere here between both lanes, just so I can slow them both down, and probably the rest of these, and maybe turn on auto upgrade. I guess we'll see. Do that. Let's place Ichigo here. Let's place Asta. Sure. Right here. Yeah. Place Gojo there, right next to Idol, I guess. And then let's see if tapping the auto upgrade will work, because if it actually does work, this is actually gonna be pretty damn good. Well, I didn't have to do anything at all except just place them down and auto upgrade them, so thankfully that's easy enough. All right, it's the next day. We did manage to get a decent bit of aces, 5 of them actually, and we can also buy out the shop. I lied, because it's only 50,000. I have to do the survival at least one more time here, but let's go ahead and buy that one, and then I'll go ahead and buy this one here. And then I believe to evolve Ace, we do need to clear the raid, because, yep, his evil items right there. So, you already know, that's the next thing I'm going to make. Alright, so, there we go. We have enough to buy the ice fruits, and now we have 1 of each. Not going to bother buying the shop. I really don't care. So let's go ahead and jump into the raid, which we do get her at the end there, and I believe that's the only like actual drop. At least I hope. Okay, yeah, it is. Okay. Well, now that we have everyone evolved and with decent traits, let's go ahead and I guess. I'm this late, by the way. That last clip of me kind of evolving everyone was a few days ago. They just dropped this whole like Samsung collab thing. Hey, get your bag, Boss Studios. Honestly, I'm not even mad at that. I want to take advantage of the event currency now. So we do have Ace, and we do have Shanks and everyone else evolved, thankfully. And now we can go ahead and try to get the boy Mihawk. Got to mention, obviously, because I chose to just not even talk, because I just go on a yapathon. I'm not gonna lie, I go on a crazy yapathon every time I try to just record, like, me rolling techniques or, like, rolling for stats. But I did mention that, yo, I'm yapping now, bro, and I straight up forgot what I was gonna say. God, I get pissed at myself sometimes. Should be everyone. I'm gonna try and just milk these guys out next video. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we should have everyone here. We should have everyone leveled up. Let's go ahead and try to fight Mihawk, I guess. With what we have right now, that's 75%. Okay, so I wonder. Oh, there's other. Okay, so it's not just the update units that get the boost. Duh, I should have thought of that. Luffy also gives boost, so now we're gonna dog at 75%. It's fine. Okay, same map. Let's see. Obviously, they probably come out from both sides. Okay, there's nothing there yet. Unless it's like waves. Okay, I just had to fucking open my mouth. They are nature. Okay, I kind of figured they would be. I'm still probably gonna place Gilgamesh as fast as possible, just because I think he'll definitely defend it better, even with the. You know what? Sure, fuck it. Okay, sure. Let's see what Shanks can do. So he has a pretty decent range there. Obviously crit range skill tree, but on placement he's looking pretty solid. And then probably plays. Oh, Ace is a hill unit. Okay, okay. So Shanks is still, you know, applying that conquered passive that he has, the stun. So he has 2 passives there. Okay. Well, we're probably gonna get into details later, the showcase segment of the video, but I'm excited, bro. I'm low-key excited to see what they actually do and read up. Not excited to read like 50 paragraphs, but hey, it's ALS, man. They're trying to compete with Dokkan with these fucking passives at this point. Okay, well, I think we got him, but this was ridiculously hard, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I almost lost like twice. I mean, surely there's like a better team for this. I'm just gonna scavenge Discord to see if there's a better team, because dude, I almost got fucking smoked. I almost got cooked, bro. Okay, well, I left it farming overnight here. I was able to complete every single quest too, except obviously the open capsules. We have just a little under 50,000, so let me go ahead and actually buy the evolution item for him, because there's no way we don't get him here, right? We're gonna go ahead and start off with, looks like you can buy 100 at a time, so let's go ahead and start with these 100 here, see if we get the boy Mihawk. He's a 0.5, along with obviously both the skins there, so let's go ahead and see if we can get him first try here. I do know that you know, I'm probably going to get to the pity with the amount I have. So, oh, we got the Ace skin there. That's pretty cool. And looks like I might actually be a little short. Yeah, I'm gonna be 50 short from pity. So, might manually farm it a little bit more, and also just kind of I don't know, like. Add more units. Oh, we got Egghead Nami there, so there we go. That was 2 chances we could have gotten them, though, which I'm a little salty about, but it is what it is. We're not too far away, so we could easily get those last completions done. Might as well show off what this team can do. I did say that I was gonna bring a Nami because she obviously has the boost, but also now, since we do have the Egghead Nami skin, her by herself will actually give me, what is that, like 50? I think she'll give me like 50%, so it's a no-brainer to bring her. I might also leave Dante and bring Law, because again, well, he also has a skin. He has a female Law, and that'll give me a bigger percentage. So with all these basically what, 3 units, 125. So yeah, definitely worth it. I was doing it with 50% before, so well, surprisingly that team was really easy to use, and I'm getting a pretty decent currency. I wonder if I should have probably macroed with this one instead. Yeah, probably would have been more beneficial, but it's fine, it's fine. I'm still gonna get a decent bit, so maybe have to do like 3 more runs just so I can get the 50 capsules, so it's not a big deal. We finally can get 50 more capsules, there we go, and then we should be able to get Mihawk, so that actually wasn't too bad. I only ended up doing, I think, like, what, like 4 more runs, so I'll take it. But finally, let's go ahead and evolve him too. Let's see actually what he needs. He probably, oh, okay, I have everything. Dope. Figured before we evolve him, we roll for a trade. Now I do have Overlord off, simply because I have a little bit over 600. I'm at least really hoping for an avatar man. If we can get a glitched Mihawk though, that'd be pretty fire. Just so I can use him in the thumbnail, actually. Hey bro, listen, my engagement has been like abysmal lately. I'm pretty sure my last 2 videos, okay, that was a little bit too fast. That was a little bit too fast, so I'm gonna do it again. My last 2 videos got both like under 30 views, bro. So anything for the views, man. Like at this point, like please please, if you're somehow watching this right now and you didn't skip all the way to the end, please just engage with this video, like, share it. I hate saying those fucking words. I hate saying stuff like that, but your boy's struggling. Maybe I should have kept that avatar, huh? Am I always so greedy, bro? Like, oh my god. I should have known. I should have known, man. Oh, okay. Thank God. All right. I was about to literally just hop in an infinite, but thankfully we got it there. Okay. That being said, we can go ahead and evolve him. There we are. Looking beautiful. They color match his abs to his face, so shout out to Boss Studios for changing that, because that looked absolutely horrific on that snake, bro. And that should be everyone, so let's go ahead and unequip everyone and hop in an infinite. All right, let's go ahead and start with my goat, Monkey D. Garp. So Garp here, he is a 3000 water hybrid unit. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so he starts off with 6.7 million, and then he ends up with 1.40 billion. Okay, let's see what he's doing here. So let's read his passives first. So, Galaxy Breaker, every 20th enemy that enters Garp's range deals 25% damage per second for 10 seconds, with a total of 250%. 40% per second if adamant. Okay, if another passive is active. Okay. After the final second, deals an additional 1.5 times damage to enemies in range and applies crippled 3 times if the other passive is active. And then if 20th enemy survives, Garp gains the following buffs for 15 seconds. Crippled, 100% crit chance, and 25% range. And then he has a restrictive power. His critical chance cannot exceed 15%. Because of this, he has a base crit chance of 200%. When Garp uses one of his abilities, he gains the following buffs for 20 seconds. Stun, 100% crit damage, 25% range, reduces SPA by 15%. And then he also activates Galaxy Breaker. So, and then he has armament power. Every 20 enemies that enters Garp's range, they get grant the following buffs for 30 seconds. Reduce ability cooldowns by 5%, gain 10% damage, and 50% crit damage. This passive has a 60-second cooldown. Okay. Then he has 2 abilities here. Cannon Shot. Upon activation, deals 5 times damage to enemies in AoE. Applies detonation, crippled, 10% chance to critically strike, dealing 100% damage. The ability crits reduce the cooldown of the next use of this abilities by 10 seconds. Okay. Then he has Glorious Nebula. Upon activation, gains 1000% damage for 1 attack. Deals 200% of buff damage every 0.5 seconds for 30 seconds, with 12,000% total damage. After the 30 seconds of ticking damage, deals an additional 1000% damage based on the original buff damage. Okay. Garp is doing some crazy numbers. Let's see his attack here. I don't think it's anything crazy. Okay, he kind of just runs over there and just starts absolutely mollywopping people. You gotta love it. Yes, Cannon Shot. There we go. And then Glorious Nebula. I wonder if it'll show here. 14.2 billion. Oh my god, for that 1 attack. And then he goes back. Okay. Pretty decent crit damage when he activates his passive. Garp looks pretty good. He's only 600k, so obviously 603,000 including his placement, so he's not crazy expensive. Definitely. Do we have a lot of good water units? I guess we don't. I can't think right now, but anyway, let's go ahead and move on to her. So she's inflicting blizzard on placement. Okay, so she is a 2000 water unit. She's hybrid as well. She ends off with 441 million. Also, weirdly enough, a line like Garp. And then she's obviously, like I said, applying blizzard. So she has 3 passives. Dual fruits upon placement, 50% chance to permanently enter either ice fruit or lightning fruit form. If your team has more water element units, 100% chance to enter ice fruit form. If your team has light element units, 100% chance to enter lightning fruit form. And then lightning fruit form, she loses 60% damage and 70% SPA. She gains 25% range. She also gains bolt. And then for every 60 seconds that she has applied bolt, She deals 300% damage in range, apply bolt with that damage, and then 10% chance to apply plasma. And then her ice fruit form, she has 25% damage, 60% range, 35% range, 25% damage, 60 SPA, and then 35% range. And then she also has Blizzard, which is the form she has right now. And then for every 60 seconds, she applies Blizzard, 100% damage in range, apply Blizzard with that damage, and deal an additional 100% damage when Blizzard melts. Okay, so doing some pretty respectable damage, actually. Nothing crazy. I don't know how good she is in general. I actually really haven't even checked the tier list of the newer units, but looks like she's actually pretty solid. Overall she's the second best. Number 4 for infinite, number 2 for progressive, and number 3 as support. Okay, pretty interesting. I definitely wouldn't mind investing into her a little bit more. I'm really excited about Shanks, though. Shanks is number 1 everywhere, so I can't wait to use him. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the Ice Admiral here. So, of course, he has another bar. He is also inflicting Blizzard on placement. 437 million, also ends off with a circle. So, let's go ahead and read the passives here. Upon hitting an enemy, a 25% chance to apply Brittle. Which is that. I'm not going to read it, but but yeah, it applies it. Upon gaining this passive, Defrost bar is maxed out, 500. Every 2 enemies afflicted by Blizzard or Freeze, drain the Defrost bar by 1, and then gain Defrost once it reaches 0. Gain 2 Defrost stacks every second, and then the thresholds is from 50 to 300. Plus 2 second freeze duration, 50% damage after melt, 50% damage to frozen enemies, 299 to 100. 1 second freeze duration, 20% damage to melt, and then 50% damage. Okay, so he pretty much does worse things as he goes. Okay, and then he is overall the 3rd best. Okay, not terrible damage. Applying Blizzard. Okay, and then he has Ice Age, deals 2500% damage in range, freezes all enemies on the map for current SPA times 5 seconds. After freeze ends, deal 10% damage per second enemies were frozen with a no cap. Okay, interesting. I don't think that'll work, but we'll see. Yeah, no, because he instantly just deleted the enemies that were frozen. Okay. He seems like he could be a really good support, honestly. Which he actually is number 2 from the official Discord tier list. So let's go ahead and move on to the main crew here, the main reason why I'm really excited. So let's go ahead and hop on over there. All right, let's go ahead and start this next batch with our GOAT here, Ace. So Ace is a hill unit, 1200 placement, pretty much. He's also obviously, go figure, inflicting burn. Starts off with a circle and then ends off with a bigger circle, revolutionary. Throwing out literally, what is that, supernovas? Okay. Bro's just straight up copying Cooler at this point. 492 million, and then he's doing 591 million burn damage. Okay. He has 2 passives, Pillar of Flames. If 10 or more enemies in range are affected by burn, deal 25% damage per burning enemy up to 200%. Apply Sunburn based on the accumulated damage, and then this passive has a 60-second cooldown. Okay, pretty fire, actually. Actually, no pun intended. That was, oh my god. Fire control. After applying burn to 150 enemies, gains Sunburn, and then when attacking an enemy affected by any burn type DOTs, deal 25% more damage. So obviously now he has Sunburn, so he's doing a lot more damage. So Ace on the official wiki tier list seems to be overall the worst one. Which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. He doesn't seem terrible, though. So even if he is the lowest ranked one, he doesn't seem pretty bad, actually. He seems usable. So go ahead and move on to Shanks, because I guess Mihawk was the face of this update, so I want to make it that way. Shanks is applying Stunned, which I assume is just his Conquered passive, probably better. It starts off with a circle, and then, you guessed it, bigger circle. Confusion, Red Pirate, Stun has special property, 10% chance to rewind enemies for 5 seconds after the stun ends, 60 seconds cooldown per enemy. Every 50 enemies rewinded, inflict daze, gain 15% damage with a cap of 30%, and then gain 15% range with a cap of 30%, and then increase walkback chance by 1% up to a maximum of 10%. And then he has Aura. When enemies enter 35% of Red Pirate's range, enemies take 25% more damage and crit damage from Red Pirate. Gain 15% base critical chance against enemies within radius, and then stun lasts 1.5 seconds more. Okay, and then he also has an ability called Conquering Aura. Upon activation, deal 5 times damage in range, apply stun in range. This stun lasts twice as long as a normal stun and has a 50% chance to rewind enemies when it ends. Then gains 30% range and damage for 30 seconds. So let's go ahead and do that. No special VFX or anything, but as you can see, 30% for both of these right here. Crazy range, pretty crazy damage, and considering he is quite literally supporting, he is a stun unit. And he's making units walk backward too. So Shanks is insane, and I'm so happy I finally get to use Shanks again after so long. So let's go ahead and move on to Mihawk, and he's actually an air unit. Didn't expect that. Okay, so Mihawk is a line unit, air obviously, 750 placement, so he's pretty cheap, and then 150k to max him out. Okay, so he's super cheap. 500 million damage, crazy range, by the way. He has 0 skill tree, so okay. He has, what is that, 2 passives. Hawkeye's, every attack always damages the strongest enemy in range, even if not within AoE, deals 25% damage and has base 25% crit chance against enemies, against the strongest enemy. And then he deals bonus damage based on the distance between Hawkeye and the enemy. 100 to 80% range, 100% damage, and then it pretty much scales down 35, 10, and then 35, 20, and 10%. Then he has the Greatest Swordsman. Every 5 critical hits applies bleed on the next attack, gains 25% range for 15 seconds. Attacking enemies increase the base crit chance of crit damage based on the number of debuffs on the target. So 1 debuff, 5% crit damage, and then 10% if within 80% or more of his range. 10% again, 20% if within 80, and then yeah, it scales up. 10%. Blah 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 blah. You get it. Okay, so crit damage everywhere. And then on the official tier list, he is number 4, so he seems to be better than Garp and Ace. So super cheap to max out, pretty much another placement unit. I don't think, who's our best nature placement unit? I don't even know, honestly. I do know, it's Freerun. Freerun is literally 700, so she's even cheaper than Mihawk here, so I'm a little bit underwhelmed. Again, he's super cheap to max out, so there's that, only 150k, and he's 750 for placement, but I was kind of expecting a little more for, I don't know, like the main face of the update. Yeah, I mean, the units don't inherently seem bad at all. Like they all seem pretty good. But yeah, that was the One Piece update. Overall, pretty decent. I'm gonna literally back to back go ahead and record the Samsung collab. So I liked it. Pretty good update.